Behind the cape. Lanterns. The trailer just come out. The show to come out August 16th. So they've released another trailer for it.
This one, I'm hoping, this one quiets the detractors a bit. Like, there's really nothing to complain about in here. We got your constructs. We got your connection to the DCU. Guy Gardner's in here. You seen Guy and Hal both with the suit on. Obviously, we're gonna wait on John Stewart. They're giving a little bit of insight into what the narrative is going to be, or the relationship will look like between Hal and John, which it makes sense, right? Like, you have a guy like Kyle Chandler, seasoned guy, older guy, recognizable, and the newest, freshest face in Hollywood, or at least one of them, and Aaron Pierre. It's a natural contrast for classic versus new and improved.
Yeah.
Vintage versus the latest.
Yep.
And so that friction, or that contrast, is very present in this trailer.
Mm-hmm.
It also, I think they're giving you some Easter eggs on the mystery and whatever it is we're going to be trying to solve here. So I thought this was a strong trailer. I thought it had been, the trailers have been pretty good.
They've done their job,
considering what they told us the show was going to be.
Yeah.
And I think the stuff that they did show is far enough away for us to be excited about this project. So I hope y'all happy now.
I think, honestly, I was already going to watch this show. And so the trailers, just in making sure that it doesn't turn me off from the show, has done their job, for me at least. But I'm sure it needs to do the job of getting people to sign up to go watch it. So
yeah.
I'm sure for other people, hopefully it's done that job. Seiko says that suit was ugly and bulky as hell.
Talking about Kyle Chandler, I think his is meant to be like, his is old. I'm thinking that like his is old, and they're not going to go the route of his suit is constructed from the ring like fucking Ryan Reynolds. So again, I think it's another relic of his time.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Kyle Chandler's one.
Yeah.
Hell, I mean, I don't think we've seen a Lantern suit that looks good yet. Guy's sure hell didn't look good in the Superman movie, and obviously, like you said, Kyle Chandler's or Hal's suit is old,
a little bulky.
Yeah. So we'll get the latest, the best version of it whenever we see John Stewart.
Mofly, I'm still pushing for Teyana Taylor to play Vixen, LOL. And then Jay the Informant, nobody wants Taylor. Damn.
As Vixen? No, I could do that. I could go with some Vixen.
Bro, they're not together no more.
Oh, well, I mean, they don't have a... You know what? I think in the Justice League, in the cartoon, after Shira leads that invasion with her winged people against Earth and loses, her and John Stewart obviously break up, and then John Stewart does end up with Vixen. But that's a long way off. That's a long ways off. I mean, and also, you don't gotta go that route. Maybe they can both work and be civil about it. Hopefully, maybe.
I would have said Jamie Lawson for Vixen, but she's in Batman, so
recast her. Fuck that mayor.
Fuck that mayor.
Fuck that mayor. Recast her.
Last Friday supposedly is coming.
Yeah, we've been doing that.
No, but like they've got people working on it, specific people like Aaron Magruder.
Aaron Magruder is working on Last Friday?
Yep.
Excuse me. Wait. Hold on. Aaron Magruder is working on Last Friday?
Yep. He's in the writer's room.
Nigga, if you don't find you a black biopic to go work on, I thought you said all of this shit was bullshit.
Nah, bro. He's working on the Last Friday script. Apparently, from what I saw, it's Ice Cube and I can't remember if it was Chris Tucker or Mike Epps. One of them. The theme of it is the hood is being gentrified.
Okay, that's neither here nor there. I'm trying to figure out why Aaron Magruder is on the production of Last Friday. Last time I seen Aaron Magruder, he was talking about how America had racial fatigue for black people, and how we were working on our last straw, and how they wasn't gonna give a damn about racial equality or none of this, which he wasn't wrong, right. But it was very sharp tongued. and we've all known what type of attitude he has towards, you know, black exploitation esque type of productions. We know that from watching this cartoon. So it's just a very interesting production for him to make his make it re-arrival back to like. Has Aaron McGruder been attached to projects and I just haven't known it since the Boondocks?
If they were, they've been fairly small,
or not notable addition. Like I really haven't heard his name a lot.
The Black Jesus, and he's done some other stuff, but again,
he was on Black Jesus.
Yeah, that was a show.
Man, shut up.
That was a show
with Fleece Johnson. Not Fleece Johnson. Slink. Yeah, Slink Johnson.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that was his. But I can't remember what he did after that. He developed Black Jesus, and he authored a graphic novel with Reggie Hudlin. Oh, that was in 2004. Worked as a screenwriter in the final treatment of the feature film Red Tails.
Okay.
Along with producer Will Packer, developed a series for Amazon Video called Black America. That's all I got. So largely quiet for the most part.
Well, that's cool, I guess.
Okay, so
not mad that he's there. It's just surprising.
It's Ice Cube and Mike. Chris is demanding money. I will say his style of, obviously developing characters in the style of Uncle Ruckus or Tom could
Chris
hopefully
is demanding money like to be in the production. Oh, okay. Well, like he doing with Rush Hour. Him and Jackie Chan doing it for Rush Hour, but it just if it go figures, he's holding up the production over here. Go figures.
But yeah, the way that Aaron McGruder writes his characters, essentially, like I said, Ruckus,
you want me to smoke some weed again, man? You gotta pay me a lot of money, man. I hang with a lot of white people now, man. You see me in the Epstein files, man. Now you see what the type of people I hang with now, man. You gotta pay me some more money.
Disgusting. If I was Ice Cube, remind Chris of his Epstein flight and how Ice is a huge media platform if Chris refuses again. I hope it's good, but those old comedy franchises coming back haven't been so good. Hey, man, Scary Movie coming out next weekend. We'll see. It seems to me that the promo that they've been doing has been pretty decent and of the typical Scary Movie ilk. So we'll see. We will see.
Stewart.
Quinta Brunson, Betty Boop. Apparently, Betty Boop was black.
No, according to who? According to who?
The creator, bro. Person who created Betty Boop, bro.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear the quote. I don't like. We'll figure out whether or not she was actually black first, but in general,
maybe she was based on a black person.
I don't like us fighting for characters that have been represented as white at very least.
Absolutely.
Like, oh no, that character black. I know, man. It's plenty of black characters that we could uplift. I don't like that we be like clawing. You'd be like, oh no, she just light skinned. Man, we could. Got other characters. She's got figures that you can get behind and prop up if that's what you really want to do.
Nah, bro, you just don't like to see black actors and actresses succeed and get a paycheck, brother.
It's not that. I'm not even talking about Quinta Brunson taking a job. I'm talking about in general, like people going out their way to be like, but Betty Boop was black. It's kind of like it gives me Rachel from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Rachel Bozo?
No.
Oh, damn.
Like, I get it, in a version of the older versions of the cartoons, she could have been black. But the ones I seen in the 90s, mostly she was represented as white. The movies, she was white. Even in going into the Megan Fox version, right? Like
that's because the original cartoon was black and white, so you couldn't tell for real.
That's not true. Like instead of or not Rachel, April.
Oh, here we go. Known professionally as Baby Esther, Betty Boop, I guess, or the person. Oh, as excitement builds around Betty Boop's Hollywood return, we're here to school you on the often untold story of the black child performer many historians say inspired the character in the first place, Esther Jones. Known professionally as Baby Esther, Jones was a young black entertainer who performed during the height of the Harlem Renaissance. Little is known about her personal life, but by the late 1920s, she had become famous for her playful boop oop a doop scat style singing and animated stage presence while performing in clubs across the country, including Harlem's famous Cotton Club.
Okay. If y'all say so, I had never heard of that character. Never heard of Esther.
That person.
Yeah.
But
y'all like it, I love it.
And Betty Boop has absolutely become white. As of recent.
Yeah, I was about to say, in general, I would find it much more fruitful for us to, get this energy around characters that are unapologetically, unabashedly black. Not fighting for a character that's been turned white and is represented as white all over media, to try and claw that back. But I get it, though. I understand.
Mofly said, meanwhile, we still can't get T'Challa right. Perp said, the cave's always stealing our shit. The Caucasus
the Caucasus. The Caucites.
Yikes. Okay. We haven't reviewed Nemesis yet, but Courtney Kemp is already seeing some success from this situation. Apparently, she has a deal with Apple TV to make more
more power-esque content. No, so Nemesis, it's not so much. First of all, they're not dealing with drugs, so that's not part of it. But they some killers in there, and so that kind of back and forth detective criminal nature thing is very intriguing. I wonder if she's going to expand even further with that. With this new, I'm sure. First of all, she's got a first look deal, so it'll probably be multiple projects that she'll be spearheading over there at Apple. Apple does a really good job too.
Yeah,
we've always talked about how underrated Apple is as a studio.
Shout out Severance.
Shout out Silo. I'm watching Silo right now. Shout out Hijack with Idris Elba. I was watching Player Base on there. Player Base was on Apple TV.
Jason Sudeikis is the coach. I forgot what it's called.
Ted Lasso.
Coach. Yes,
I'm not a fan, but to each his own. But they've got some really good writers, directors over there. It's always shot very well. It always looks very good, whatever you're watching on Apple TV. So
yeah.
I'm wondering, with the multitude of projects she'll have going on over there, how far she'll broaden it. Are you going to stick specifically in the crime? Like maybe if you're going to do that, we could talk about organized crime. We could talk about financial crimes. Doesn't have to be thieving or drugs.
Fire,
huh?
Financial crimes will be fire.
A show about financial thievery, money laundering, fraud, security fraud.
If we're doing financial crimes, young white, fresh out of college, Wall Street kid on an internship finds a way. Oh my God, I'm giving too much.
I feel like the show is just gonna piss us off though.
But the black guy's got to find out, and he's gonna take him down.
He's investigating him.
So basically, Braden gets an internship on Wall Street, and Michael Ealy from Power has to take him down.
I know you, Tariq.
Or Lorenz Tate. Boom. That would be a great.
Yeah,
I would watch the shit out of that.
You would not.
I would. I absolutely would. What do you mean? I don't watch everything, but I do watch things. Especially not Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Who the hell watches that shit?
Shout out to Severance, though. It's my shit.
Hell yeah. Super cool, bro, because I've seen Severance and not Game of Thrones.
I was trying to think of what the most recent thing I watched was.
That was probably very hard for you, wasn't it?
Shout out Forever on Netflix. Here go Perp. Nemesis is just Power 2.0, but should be on Tubi. And he says the main character looks like Myron. I can't unsee it.
Your taste is so weird. Taste is so weird. I should out your. Well, I'm gonna do it anyways. You put it on public forum. I see Team Perp tweeting earlier this week, and he said start the entire franchise, not just not just the sequel franchise. The entire franchise is mid.
Hey, Perp, I see you.
You almost ended up on the block list, fam.
Perp is an all-time
Ended up
legend.
on the block list. No, look,
and TikTok legend.
I don't know what part of this deserves to be on Tubi. They certainly aren't shooting with the Tubi level lens. Most of the cast, I will say, is they probably went on the cheaper side. Frank from Moesha is in this. Frank from Moesha. He's the cop, the main cop, the light-skinned one. He's his father-in-law.
That's funny.
That is hilarious. And then the girl who Derwin got pregnant in the game. So not.
Oh, I heard about this.
Yeah, she's the wife.
Yep, I heard about that. Perp said it's the truth.
You and the 17 people worldwide that share that opinion could have that opinion. Yes,
guys. JD Informant, are you saying my idea about Braden versus Lorenz Tate, the Wall Street financial crime story, is a good one? Because hey, Courtney Kemp, what up? Dialogue is terrible. Same generic formula. Next.
Dialogue is terrible. That's a Netflix thing. I will never credit the showrunners for what Netflix directs as ultra repetitive dialogue. There isn't a single show on Netflix that doesn't do that doesn't set the table for you because you're not paying attention.
Yeah. Facts.
But again, it's very well shot. I don't know if the acting's not to your liking. I think that Yolanda Wells doing pretty well. I think most of the people on that show are doing pretty well, even though it's not a very star-studded cast. The action has been pretty believable so far. The detective nature of it seems pretty sound. They're not idiots. But that's the biggest difference to me in this show, even through the first couple episodes, is that the cops in power are
idiots.
Like it's so dumb, the things that they do, it hurts. With him, you can actually see some actual detective work. Like if he wasn't so much of a dick, I would liken him to Alex Cross, but he's a dick. And he almost treats his job like he's in a gang. So
he is in a gang.
He's definitely in a gang.
Yeah. Boys in Blue Blood. Perp said, "Are we blaming Netflix?" LMAO. It was no different in Power. LOL.
Yeah, no, not they didn't repeat shit that much in Power. First of all, they weren't thinking that much in Power, so there wasn't that much to repeat. Stuff just happened because we needed to be at certain spots.
I mean, that was in
Man
on Fire.
Yeah,
it's been in a few things.
One thing that is consistent through most Netflix shows, though, from shit like Stranger Things all the way down to a show like Nemesis, they are going to remind you what we're here to do in every episode.
That does happen a lot in Power too, though. So what are we going to do now that Noma then flew her ass across the seas? It happens in both.
Right.
It does.
You're right.
There is.
Hey, we got to do something about this. I know we just spent the last 43 minutes going through this, but let me rehash it so I can let you know what we're walking into.
Noma flew in from overseas. What are we going to do now, Tariq?
Here's a little bit.
All right. We get it.
The difference, though, is that that's not every show at Stars. That is every show on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's every show that's for an adult on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for the kids too.